Game 4 of the ICC Champions Trophy, and we're back at the Wanderers where we're coming to you live for this game between England and Sri Lanka.
Ready for the toss? We've got the two captains here, Andrew Strauss, Kumar Sangakkara, and of course the match referee, Javagal Srinath from India. Kumar, I believe, has the coin.
Heads is the call. Heads, that's you, Andy. What do you want to do? Good luck, guys.
So Andrew Strauss has won the toss. What's it going to be?
We're going to have a bowl. Obviously, looks like there might be a little bit in this wicket, so good opportunity for our bowlers to take advantage of that, hit the ground running, and hopefully put the Sri Lankans under some pressure.
And nice to play a different opposition for a change.
Yeah, definitely. We moved on from the one-day series against Australia. It's been quite intoxicating being here around all the other players in the world, and time for us to stand up and play some good cricket.
Kumar is busy picking the right ball for the game. Kumar, what would you have done had you won the toss?
I think we're going to have a bat. That's our strength. Get whatever total on the board and try and defend it. So it looks a strange wicket. So we'll have to wait and see how he plays.
Yeah, strange in many ways. There are a few cracks. There's a sprinkling of grass. So yes, not the ideal one-day pitch.
No, probably not. Especially with this whole debate about whether one-day cricket's is a format that's going to survive. So, but you never know. It might play really well, or it might do a bit. So either way, we've got to be prepared to do the best that we can.
Right. The news from the centre is England have won the toss. They'll bowl first.
The only person they could really have left out on this surface was Kandambi, and that would have meant Matthews goes up to number 6, Kulasekara or Tushara doing 7 and 8, and then Murali, Malinga and Mendes. That would have meant the tail was too long, so they've debated on that and gone with the extra batsman in Kandambi. England are looking a little different. They've finally lost patience with Ravi Bopara. That means Uvaid Shah moves up to number 3, Collingwood, Morgan and Pryor. That's the top 6. Then you get the seam bowling all-rounder. Now that's something that England have in plenty. The seam bowling all-rounders who might come in handy on surfaces like these.
England have suffered at the hands of Sanat Jayasuriya in the past. Tilakaratne Dilshan, the form batsman, after his marvellous century over at Centurion against the host South Africa. 40 years of age now, Sanat Jayasuriya, one of the most familiar faces in world cricket. Revolutionised this form of the game when the World Cup was held in India and Pakistan. James Anderson, England's senior seam bowler these days. He's going to open the bowling from the golf course end of this famous Bullring Stadium here in Johannesburg. Here's the first ball. Anderson to Dilshan. Sanjay Mandrake alongside me.
Now this is going to be interesting how Tilakaratne Dilshan is going to tackle these conditions. And that is one hint as to what he has in his mind. He's going to counter-attack for sure. He'll try and set the rhythm of the bowler.
It's an outrageously optimistic stroke from Dilshan.
Did he get some signal wide?
That's a rarity from Graham Onions. He usually bowls particularly accurately. He may have to think about bowling round the wicket to Jayasuriya if the ball is going to shake like that.
Great delivery, the length was good. There's appeal from behind the stumps, and Sanat Jayasuriya starts his walk towards the dressing room. Just the perfect delivery in these conditions.
And Sanat Jayasuriya now wishes he'd played a more aggressive shot at that. Lovely delivery from Onions. No width on that particular ball, and Sanat Jayasuriya returns to the pavilion with a big globe against his name. Sri Lanka 7-1.
The new man is Kumar Sangakkara, the Sri Lankan captain, ideally suited to bat in these conditions. He has a good defence. Here's a look at that first wicket. Just a great delivery, good length. And Sanat Jayasuriya's, the feet don't quite move as well the earlier half of the innings. To be fair to him, that front foot was going somewhere at least. But you'll see movement off the pitch every time on the surface. This time the length fuller, second wicket. And what a wicket this is. As we expected, Dilshan counter-attacking, couldn't keep the ball down. Wonderful bowling.
And this is a good catch by Owen Morgan. That ball's come off the bat really fast. Takes it. And Anderson leads the celebrations, and why not? So the Centurion from Centurion is out for just 2. Sri Lanka 7 for 2.
It's quite amazing how much a surface can make a difference to a contest. There's life in this pitch, and England won a very important toss, elected to bowl first, and Sri Lanka 7 for 2. Two of their stalwarts, batting stalwarts in the middle, Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene. If England can keep the same length to Mahela Jayawardene, he's a class player, no doubt about it. Plenty of experience as well, but he also can be quite vulnerable. The ball is just around good length outside the off stump. Perfect length. Excellent bowling from Anderson.
Dilshan was always going to go after the bowling. To thick outside edge, it flies fast and low to Owen Morgan, just behind point. They take some catching there. He's done the job quite superbly. 7 for 1 becomes 7 for 2.
Welcome boundary for Sri Lanka. Straying in line. And easy picking for Mahela Jayawardene.
Each time Onions has lost his line, he's conceded a boundary. The other one were 4 extras wide down the leg side to Jayasuriya.
Oh, close given. Finger goes up. Mahela Jayawardene starts his walk towards the dressing room. And again, a beautiful change by Anderson. On that occasion, change in line, not in length.
Well, looking to turn it into the leg side, making no contact, and that's a pretty easy decision for umpire Billy Bowden. Ball was clearly going on to hit the stumps. So Mahela Jayawardene, the latest victim, he's gone for 9. It's 17 for 3.
Sri Lanka lost the toss. Were asked to bat first by England. Are in all kinds of trouble as expected. The pitch has been lively, and England bowlers have been disciplined, apart from a couple of deliveries from Onions.
Not really a risky shot this by Jayawardene, but you see why he missed it. The ball seaming back from Anderson into that pad, and the fickle finger of fate sends him back to the dressing room.
Gone! First slip in action, and it's Sangakkara. He stuck the bat in his armpits, shaking his head.
Well, I don't know whether the floodlights will be needed this evening as the 4th wicket falls. Andrew Strauss, the captain, taking a catch at a beautiful height. He celebrates with Graham Swan. No celebration for Kumar Sangakkara, however. Batting is not an easy business out on this Wanderers pitch. He goes for just 1. Sri Lanka 17 for 4 now.
Well, at the moment we have the Sri Lankan batsman wandering in and out of the dressing room here at the Wanderers. Kandambi is the man on strike.
Went swiftly to Strauss. You don't see many slip catches at that height these days. Mostly down around knee or shin height. Is flying through to Strauss.
Well played, maybe some bat will have to wait. Yep, bat on that one. Onions has done that. He's just strayed in line on a few occasions. It's cost him dear.
Sure has, Sanjay. Every time he's strayed onto or outside the leg stump, he's been punished either with the umpire signalling wide or a beautifully played leg glance for 4.
Oh, good shot. Just floated up to the batsman, and the cover drive was on, or the off drive rather. Good shot. It's a kind of shot that you play and feel really good about and say, It's a good shot to play.
Yes, he'll get a lot of confidence with that shot. He's played it very well, waited for it. Nice timing, brought the hands down at the correct time, good balance to hit the stroke.
And even better, rocked onto his back foot. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's room for the pedigreed batsman in 50 overs cricket. For a long time, Sri Lanka thought Samaravira wasn't 50 overs material. Tell you, when the going gets tough, you need players like this.
It's a lovely stroke, definitely the stroke of the day. Got right up onto the back foot, stood tall, timed it nicely, put it into the gap. Consecutive boundaries then for Samaravira.
Full and driven away, good fielding, and have been good in the field. Yeah, Wales England have got an advantage, or an incentive rather, to try and wrap up, if you like, this innings as quick as they can before the dew may arrive. I think the dew arrived at around about 8 o'clock local time. So 50 up for Sri Lanka. It's been hard work. 33, the partnership, excellent from Samaravira and Kandambi. Very, very quick, very lively. He's an aggressive young man, Graham Onions. He bowls well when he bowls full, but he's also got a very effective short ball.
He's got a steady action, come close to the stump, and I like his aggression as a bowler. And that was the extra tennis ball bounce I was talking about. And it was, in the end, nicely played. Not comfortably, but nicely played by Samaravira, who's a very talented young individual.
Nicely tucked away. A real gift from Onions. Full on the legs, and Samaravira doesn't disappoint.
Samaravira is so impressive. He's on 25 of 42 deliveries.
Full again, and a wonderful strike down the ground. Back-to-back boundaries now for Samaravira.
This guy is special. You see, I judge a batsman who can perform under pressure. And this guy has been doing perfectly well under pressure. He came on to bat when they were 20 odd for 4. And now look at this shot. Just a little punch, but straight to mid-on.
Gone. Just what England needed. And this young man needed a wicket to bolster his confidence. An important partnership has been broken. Samaravira is a priceless wicket for England in these conditions.
Paul Collingwood doesn't drop many. Very safe pair of hands. Brilliant gully, slip fielder and backward point. So at last Broad gets his length right. He picks up his opening wicket. He's got one for 24. It's a fine innings on this surface from Samaravira. He departs now for 30. It's 81 for 5.
England have broken an important partnership between Samaravira and Kandambi. The new batsman is Angelo Matthews, the talented all-rounder. We'll know today whether he has the technique or the ability, or maybe just the mental strength to survive this. Helpful conditions for the bowlers.
Stuart Broad getting that length right, pitching it up, the batsman going for the big drive.
Great shot. With plenty of time and just the confidence and the flourish that he shows after he completed the shot. This gives you an idea of the mindset of the young all-rounder. Very nice shot this.
Well, Stuart Broad should be made to watch this bowling performance on DVD. And I, for one, would be giving it a next certificate.
A bit of a mix-up here. It's gone off the bat of the batsman. And they've run 2. Beg your pardon, it's actually gone off the stumps. Brings up the 100 for Sri Lanka. And to pay a heavy price for that, they've lost 5 wickets, 5 of their best batsmen. Nice straight bat on that occasion, a bit too straight. The shot thereby hitting the stumps, but it will still carry to the ropes. Excellent shot from Kandambi.
Well, the stroke deserved 4, but it's quite amazing that it's reached the boundary after a lot of the pace was taken off it by the stumps at the bowler's end. Owe Shah sent the wrong way by the deflection, and Graham Onions with the despairing dive.
That'll run away for 4 as well. There was some talk of Ranatunga. Now he would have played a shot like that. Use the pace of the ball, don't expend too much energy yourself, and yet produce the results. It's actually a top shot. He knew where the field was.
Yes, very well played. He's probably studied the field and knew there was no third man, no short third man. He's now been shifted around a little bit, but he placed it extremely well.
But you don't need power plays if you can hit boundaries like those.
Very well struck a boundary from Angelo Matthews. Got a full stretch, playing it with the spin.
This is one of the better 50s you'll see. It's been wonderfully impressive. Tilina Kandambi, and I say young not just in years but in experience. This is a 50 he's going to remember for a while, and some of your fans in Sri Lanka can be very proud of the way this young man has played today. Came in at 17 for 4 and is there at 140 for 5 with a half century from 71 balls.
4. It's a short delivery, and the line also wasn't too good. It was just a matter of batsmen helping the ball towards the boundary.
Fine leg was too square. On a bouncy track, if anything, the ball will go finer. Fine leg should have been slightly finer, and that goes for the square leg as well.
Again, just charging down. This could be out. This is suicidal for Sri Lanka. So the message, perhaps, just adding to the confusion out there. Wonderful partnership between these two has been broken. This is a bit of a gift for England coming out of the blue. One that they have to really capitalize on.
There was a huge signal. It was in the gap. Point was there. Covers was there. And Angelo Matthew in the end said no. And the main batsman departs. Kandambi, who really played a very important inning for himself and for Sri Lanka. He departs for 53. Sri Lanka 163 for 6.
Kulashekara is the new batsman in. Age 27, was really not needed, and as you said, was an easy single. He saw, you can see that he just put his head down, assuming that the non-striker's end would have seen it. It was just one of those normal singles that you pick up. Unlucky that flew off the leading edge. And brings up the 50 for Angelo Matthews. Good attempt by Collingwood, but for the moment Angelo Matthews gets the applause.
He really played well today. He came out under pressure and he looked very good the minute he walked onto the crease. It's not an easy wicket to bat on, as we've seen so far.
He's got to come back for the second. Vacant spaces. Oh, this could be a problem, because now this is going to be a controversy here. The batsman was blocked by the bowler, not deliberately, but the batsman found the bowler in his line and just couldn't go on to complete a single. But what he did was he just stood there gesturing that he wasn't allowed to complete the single instead of trying to get back there. England players celebrating, as they should. Have a look at this. First one is not a problem. Bowler going towards the stumps, and that's what Angelo Matthews just stops there dead in his tracks. I think when he collided, he perhaps realized he had no chance of making the single, and he thought this could be another way of preserving his wicket. But there you have a bit of drama there, but what a wonderful innings coming to an end. 51 of 70, Sri Lanka 170 for 7. But it seems like there's another twist in the tail. Well, we've just been told by the third umpire that Andrew Strauss, the fielding captain, actually called back the batsman.
Now, is there a wicket there? Yes, he is. Matthews has been caught behind, so you might say there's another form of justice. Matthews isn't happy anymore because someone said something to him on the way.
So this is the length. Yes, please. Full, straight. Induces the edge. A good catch from Matty Pryor. And England get their man in the end. He does just quickly go by Andrew Strauss. But an excellent innings from Matthews comes to an end. 52 for him. Has given his side a real chance here.
Ah, there goes Murali. Bat in hand, ball in hand, he's an entertainer. He's just clobbered him over long on for 6. And where was the length?
Back of a length is exactly where he wants it.
That is incredible. And he's got another boundary. Footwork all his own. Doesn't matter what the signal is, it is a boundary anyway.
It's unorthodox, it's not always pretty to watch, but it's effective. At least Stuart Broad is going full and straight.
There, that's done. I actually think Kumli tried to hit the ball through the offside there, because all the fielders are in the deep on the onside, but really that was all that was needed.
Perfect length, top of off stump. That's the length I was talking about. Yorkers maybe a bit easier to hit on this surface, not that length. Wild swoosh from Murali has been effective, but not on this particular occasion. But an interesting and exciting innings for Murali comes to an end. 18 for him. Sri Lanka now 197 for 8.
New man in is Lasith Malinga, Slinga Malinga, but he's got a bat in his hand. But I'll tell you what, this could be all over in a couple of deliveries here if Broad gets it right. Bowled him. That's 2 and 2.
Yeah, it's very good from Stuart Broad. It's all right talking about it, but can you deliver? Yes, he has delivered the last 2 balls. Hit that. There we go. It's a carbon copy of Murali's dismissal. And not easy for the tail enders. So Malinga goes first ball. Sri Lanka now 197 for 9.
Ajantha Mendis trying to deny Stuart Broad the hat-trick. And he does. 2 straight balls, 2 stumps knocked over for Stuart Broad. The bat was an innocent bystander. Absolutely nothing to do with the passage of the ball. It was a clever little nudge to bring up 200. Now, how many of you Sri Lankan fans around the world watching this thought 200 would come up about 45 minutes into the game? What a shot! Yeah, that's about 3 rows back.
Giving Sri Lanka some runs at the latter part of the innings. You know what I'm going to say, folks. You know what I'm going to say. I won't even bother saying it.
Let me guess, Nick, let me guess. You're saying he should have bowled one down the leg side, didn't you? No, it's the length. It's the length again. Well, the slip came in the previous ball, and Strauss has taken it clean.
I'm very pleased for that man, Andrew Strauss, and him. He's been brilliant, Anderson. He's been positioned there for most of the time, and he hasn't really had a sniff, but he gets a chance and he takes it. Very good, Andrew Strauss. And very good, Sri Lanka in the end. 17 for 4. Would you have believed it? 212. 213 is what England are chasing. It is going to be a tough evening for England's batsmen.
Well, Mendes played his part. He might have made just 5, but as part of a last wicket partnership of 15, that might still turn out to be crucial. Got Dilshan for 2 and Jayawardene for 9, and then came back to get the wicket of Mendes. But in between, some fine innings. Don't lose sight of what Samaravira did. I thought his was a crucial innings. He made 30 at a crucial moment. Then Thilina Kandambi 53, Angelo Matthews 52, Kulasekara 17, Murali 18. These are all invaluable contributions, and they took Sri Lanka to a pretty competitive 212. Very happy with Anderson, 3 for 20. Not so with Onions and Broad, 2 for 58. Broad looks better than he actually bowled there, 3 for 49 from 10 overs. Wright, Collingwood and Swan completing the rest of the bowling. But the fall of wickets is the key there. 17 for 4, all the way up to 212. So England getting the early honours. Sri Lanka, maybe the last laugh, but this game is not over yet. Right, then that's it. England need 213 from 50 overs, overcast conditions, nice lively pitch and maybe a touch of dew. So we've got lots of variables. It should be an engrossing second half. An engrossing, even dramatic first half here at the Wanderers in this Group B match between England and Sri Lanka. We're coming to you live from Johannesburg. England started off very well. They had Sri Lanka in a lot of trouble after having won the toss and put them in. Dilshan, Jayasuriya, Sangakkara, Jayawardene all gone before 17 were on the board. Then the comeback started with Samaravira, Kandambi, Matthews, Kulasekara, even Murali. And 25 extras played their part. 212 all out with 2.5 overs left.
Here we go. Sri Lanka 212 runs on the board, and the popular consensus around the media centre at least is that Sri Lanka have got enough runs on the board. Let's not forget England used to batting in these conditions, maybe not as lively, but seeming swinging conditions is something that England are accustomed to. And also the fact that the two Sri Lankan spinners won't be too happy with the surface that they've got here. The Centurion, completely different matter. In fact, Muthaiya Muralidharan, he walked in and had a look at the pitch. You could see from his facial expressions he wasn't too happy. So that's one thing in England's favour. And it's good to see Lasith Malinga given the new ball. Very often Sri Lanka have looked to use him as one change. But I do believe that he should be given at least a couple of overs with the new ball. And the brief for him should be to get that ball right up to the batsman.
Malinga to Strauss.
Oh, look at the ball carry. And in fact, it was climbing as it reached Kumar Sangakkara. It was ready to take off when Sangakkara's gloves came in the way. Inside edge.
Yes, a bit of luck for Denley. Those inside edges so often cannon into the stumps. In fact, the extra bounce helped him.
Good shout. This is a very good shout. And Billy Bowden raises the finger. Sri Lanka have got their first wicket. Joe Denley.
Once again, the ball hitting the seam, moving in. It hits Denley on the knee. And with the bounce on this pitch, Billy Bowden deciding it would have gone on to hit the top of the stumps. It would have been a close thing. Just hitting the middle bail, according to Billy Bowden. Denley goes for 5. England are 9 for 1.
Owe Shah is the new batsman, batting at number 3. Kulasekara doing exactly what we all expected, putting the ball in the right place.
Well, what did Denley do wrong here? Not much, apart from missing the ball with his bat. And Billy Bowden deciding that that would have just removed the bails.
Different bowler, and that's played fine. Good cricketing shot. He's the man in form for England. Strauss, it's 15 for 1.
Why not have a smile? It was very well played by Andrew Strauss. Another Yorker length delivery.
He's striking it! Oh! That's the kind of catch you want to see. If ever catches one matches, this could well be it, and that looks like Tilina Kandambi.
Yes, it was firmly struck by Strauss, short delivery, and he just plucked it out of the air. Superb catch, the entire Sri Lankan team run to him. anguish on the face of Strauss, but he has to go. Another wicket for the Sri Lankans. England now 2 down. Strauss going for 9. 19 for 2.
Paul Collingwood comes in on the average of 34, 33 years old. Started off as a one-day cricketer, then fought his way into the test side. Some excellent fielding. He's hit pretty well, and Kandambi has gone up very quick, under a second. It's a fair distance away. In the same over. Oh, what a ball! Bowling in excellent length, drawing the batsman forward.
Now this is exciting. Matthews is taking the ball away from the right-hander. Kulasekara at the other end is doing the opposite. That was an absolute beauty.
How beautiful is that time? That is some shot. He's been trying it for a while. This time he just went through with it.
Well, it was because Kulasekara is predictable. It's all coming back to him. And Shah decides that he'll play him like an off-spinner maybe. Come down the track, play it with the movement into him. That he does very nicely. Well played. That was Paul Collingwood, in fact.
Look at that. He just flicked it. And then, what further to the left of Sangakkara? 4 runs. Right, England getting a move on here.
Yes, he's countered it well. Once again, just shuffling across towards the off stump, so that he could negate that in swing towards him.
Does he bowl a ball that holds its line? Maybe just go straight through, or even just snips away a little bit?
Yes, he does. That's probably what he's got to do, slip that in. Just mix it up with the in-swinger.
Talking of slipping it in, there's a slip and a leg slip now. It's becoming a little predictable now. This is outstanding batting from Collingwood.
Once again, he decides that he's got to take a little step forward. Kulasekara is not great pace, so he can do that. He can get onto the front foot.
Ball fuller, but wonderful. Collingwood is suddenly erupted here.
Yes, that was delightful. Got the front foot into position and just eased it through extra cover. That was pitched further up to him. He was able to get close enough and drive it on the up, right off the middle of the bat. Good control, good balance.
And he finds the gap again. It's interesting how, when you decide to be positive, you suddenly start finding the gaps everywhere. Maybe it's because the bowler starts varying his length, and then you get the ball where you want it to come. It's another mighty fine shot. 23 from 15 now. 4 fours and a 6 for Collingwood.
Yes, this time he's overpitched it around midland leg, and Collingwood has played it well. Waited for it, played it close to the pad. Just turning the wrists at the last moment to hit the ball wide of mid-on. So 1 through extra cover, and now 1 through mid-wicket.
Strong shot and just enough legs. Ooh, we've already seen one brilliant catch from Kandambi. That was nearly another, but enough on it for Shah.
It was a very positive shot against Ajinta Mendes. Mid-off was up. He picked up his gap nicely. And he's very strong player, Shah.
Chopped away, and I think he's going to get 4. Not where he intended, but very gratefully received by Paul Collingwood.
There was inside edge, welcome boundary. Collingwood races away to 30 or 36 deliveries with 5 fours and 1 huge 6. Outfield is lightning fast. anything in the gap will run towards the boundary.
Short, pulled away, great connection. He's looked in really good touch tonight, Paul Collingwood.
Effortless, such a great shot that was. Malinga is a very difficult bowler to face, but Collingwood looked really superb here. Shot, punch, jab for the maximum into the ground for 6.
Great shot. Had the best shot that we've seen in this match. Banged in shot, and how good the position was of Collingwood when he played that shot.
If you're going to bowl the bouncer, it's got to be shorter and higher, so that the shot is uncontrolled. That was perfectly controlled and executed by Paul Collingwood. One of the shots of the match so far.
Excellent reaction to that shot delivery. Gone. Well, the batsman just blinded the stumps and couldn't see what had happened. The reaction also a little late from the players and the batsman, but he's chopped that one onto the stumps. What a wicket this is now for Sri Lanka.
Revenge is sweet for Lasith Malinga. Put into the stands a couple of deliveries earlier by Paul Collingwood, but this one dragged on to off stump. Infuriating way to get out. That's a very valuable innings for England by Paul Collingwood, but he departs now for a very well made 46 in just 51 deliveries. England 82 for 3.
Owen Morgan is the new batsman in, left-hand batsman, age 23.
Well, some would say an unlucky dismissal, but the bat was angled, that's why it went onto the stumps.
Sangakkara has gone up, couple of others too. The bowler's reaction, I think, is important. He wasn't too sure. A wry smile after that. Nalim Dar confident with that decision, shaking his head.
Well, if there was an appealing 11, Kumar Sangakkara would be captain of that as well. The bowler not particularly interested in this. Clear daylight between the bat and the ball. Eventually Matthews joins in.
What happened there? Certainly something very adventurous from the batsman. It seems like it's got some bat on it, so 4 runs right behind the stumps.
Wry smile from Mendes. But Owen Morgan's got a few tricks in his bag. Looking to play the very fine paddle sweep. Gets the top edge and straight over the keeper's head.
Saved. That would have been another gift, like we saw this afternoon when Sri Lanka gifted a wicket to England via run out.
Well, unfortunately, Owen Shah is one of the worst runners in the world. When he and Bapara are together, you don't know what's going on. You'd think he'd be better with Morgan, county colleague.
Gone. Sri Lankan fielding hitting a bit of a dip in the last 30 seconds or so. One of the shot was timed very sweetly. That should have been stopped. And evidence of perhaps the outfield also getting a little slippery. Outside edge, few more runs. Well, in the last couple of overs, few runs coming, maybe not intentional runs, but certainly runs on the board. The required target coming down. Just 107 runs needed now for England.
Well, Morgan's progress, nothing short of incredible. He's on 18, he's caught up with Owe Shah in the space of 16 deliveries. He's been there 20 minutes, Shah 100.
Was there a little nick on that? It's running away to the boundary. It's one of those things that seems to happen a while. There is no signal from the umpire, so that was runs. The only signal was boundary. It's 116 for 3.
Yes, sort of a half-hearted attempt. Yes, definitely a catch. Angled bat and Sangakkara's gloves not going across. You could see he was late. He tried to get his foot in the way.
That is superbly timed. He does that from time to time, Owe Shah. Just comes out of his shell and plays a shot like that. Just to remind you, look, I can play that shot, you know. You see that wonderfully. That area has seen a few sixes today.
Yes, that's the shorter side of the ground, but how well he played it. He's been very quiet right through this innings, but here he picked it up, got onto the front foot and just worked it. Got hold of its pace and hit it over square leg. Good shot.
Almost too easy. It's almost a sense of anticlimax in the field now, right? It's almost as if everyone says, yeah, that's what's expected to happen. It's come down, tapped the ball, it's gone past cover. No reactions from anywhere. Batsman almost pretending as if that's the only thing that could have happened.
Yes, he played it well in the end. Quickly down the track. Low full toss, played it well into the gap.
Ah, it's gone wide now. How harsh was that? Well tell Billy, I know why you called it wide, but was it that far away? 8 wides from Sri Lanka. Started off rather well. 150 comes up. Not a huge milestone, but a little recognition that England doing something right. Just saw if Sanat Jayasuriya might come back in, maybe get a couple of overs of Malinga at this stage. Malinga might not be a bad option.
Yes, the third 50 being the quickest. All those runs got by this pair. Their partnership 69 of 88 balls.
Outside edge, it's going down quickly to third man. We know how quick the outfield here is at the Wanderers. It's now coming down to the 50s for England. Need 57 runs to win.
I think now you have realized that Sri Lankan team does much better on a flatter track because they have two of the best spinners in the world. On this wicket, the spinners, like you just mentioned, not getting anything out of it. There's an appeal, and yes, they've got the breakthrough. Murli is not looking very excited, but again, they've got an important wicket of Owe Shah, who really batted hard for his 44.
Was that the Dusra that just carried on with the arm? Looks like it. Great delivery, and Sangakkara realized after he had taken the bails off that it was an outside edge. Murli wasn't excited, but Sangakkara was charged up. Tells you a bit about the captain's character. Owe Shah walking back. England 158 for 4. Is a capable batsman, Matthew Pryor, and maybe Murli might want to bowl more and more Dusras now from this angle around the wicket. End of the over. 158 for 4.
Big appeal. Big front foot there as well. Umpires is not entrusted, and rightly so. I think it was pitched outside the line of off stump.
Good shout. That's the way to put pressure on the batsman as well. Show that he's still in the game, looking for wickets. And finally a ball gripping for Ajantha Mendis. It's the off spinner. in the impact may have been outside the off stump, or the bounce also could be a factor. The ball hitting just above the knee roll. Oh, it's the wrong one actually, from the back of the hand. The impact was outside the off stump, but then was he seriously attempting a shot?
With regard to the power play, I think for once I agree with England. I actually think it's a good thing that they haven't taken it as yet, because there's lots of gaps. They're manoeuvring the ball nicely. The run rate is, what, just over 4? And I think if you bring the power play into play, then there's going to be more saving one, and it's going to make it easier, or harder rather, to manoeuvre the ball. So I think they're probably doing it right now.
Well, that's one of the reasons I brought it up, because they have two very positive players in there. One of them, Matt Pryor, now has that gone all the way? Well, just check to the fielder, signal the boundary there. We'll get a closer look. That's a nice bold shot from Pryor. Oh, he had to come that close. He's got to his 50, but he's teased his friends in the dressing room with it. So close to mid-off.
Big moment for Owen Morgan. He's a bold player, and it's a bold shot that took him to his 50. He might have got a little bit lucky. Might have gone through the hands in the end. Let's have another look. Wanted to go over the top. Did he get enough of it? Yeah, it could have been it would have been a stunning catch, but it could have been out. But that's the type of player he is. I want to take you on. I'm coming at you. I'm going to hit you over the top, and he does. Lovely shot. Great strike down the ground. Will get 4. He's been in wonderful form in the test matches. Not so much in the one day. He's slipped down the order, but he's a powerful hitter.
Strikes me as a combative cricketer. I saw a lot of him when he's actually going through a bad patch on India's tour there in 2007. But he strikes me as someone who wouldn't particularly care if someone didn't like him very much. He's out there to get a job done. He's a combative cricketer. Good ball again. Yeah, I'll let you change the topic.
We'll take what we can right now, Harsha.
Hasn't been much said among the teams this year. Sri Lanka normally a pretty well-behaved team. England have done well too. Lest we forget today, Strauss calling back Angelo Matthews, and then when Matthews got out saying thank you to Strauss for calling him back on the way. Good spirit. Looks have been exchanged, but not too many words. 4.
Malinga looks disappointed that hasn't gone to hand, but he has to be honest with himself. It's short, it's wide, it should have gone for 4. It was slightly edgy, of course, in the end, but it just presents itself.
And another boundary. So England now speeding their way through. Another 11 from that over. Now just 8 to come from 6 overs. 205 for 4.
More width, length and width, and climbed into by Morgan. He loves it there. Hasn't quite got it right this over, and he's paid the price.
There it is, easy as it gets. Now just 2 needed, and Pryor is playing a lovely little cameo here. 27 from 25, taking any pressure that might have been in the dressing room away. Some bold shots, 3 boundaries.
Down the ground, wanting another boundary. I think we'll only get 1.
They can't wait to stand and applaud. I can understand why they're all so excited. This has been a good performance, as you said. It's been a tough, hard-working performance.
A nice way for Owen Morgan if he can finish it here. And he can. Yeah, well played England and well played Owen Morgan. 62 from 82 for him. Not just the runs, but he's guided his team through some difficult moments. A very mature innings. Well played O.A. Shah. Well played Paul Collingwood. And well bowled James Anderson. England have found some heroes. Who would have bet that they would have won this game against Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka's such convincing winners against South Africa only a couple of days ago.
So I think England found an ally in the surface as well, but we rose above that. Bowled wonderfully with the new ball, went through a frustrating phase when they seemed to bowl the wrong length, allowed Sri Lanka to come back. But I think it's been a very clinical batting performance. Kandambi 53, Matthews 52, Samaravir 30. They made 212, there 2.5 overs left. Anderson was the hero, 3 for 20. Broad at his moments. But really it was at the Anderson show with the ball. And then England winning with 5 overs left. That'll please them enormously. Morgan playing a very mature innings of 62. Collingwood a nice brisk effort, 46. Shah held the fort at the top of the order, 44. And then Pryor a nice little runner ball cameo, 28 not out. England winning by 6 wickets.